I came across the novel when I was an adolescent. My mother started reading crime fiction later in her life. So I read it then. I was very impressed by how many characters she managed to keep alive through to the end of the novel. And I liked its glamour. I liked the sense of the golden age of travel. And I did, when I came back to the novel and read it again in relation to the film, I was very struck by the emotional quality in it, much darker than I remembered, and I wanted to take people on the train. So it hadn't been a dream when I read it first, but when I reread it, I thought, oh, I think it's a wonderful time to remake the story. Sidney Lumet, who made the 1974 film and who I met, and he was very kind to me in his later life, described his version as a romp, and I wanted mine to be more of a brood, where the sort of crime of passion underneath this story was a little bit more present. So I knew that I wanted to sort of go for a kind of epic camera style in the vein of someone like John Ford or David Lean, the big widescreen cinemascope world, 70mm, like John Sturges, who made a great movie called Bad Day at Black Rock, a train in a massive landscape, one man gets off in black, the train leaves, he's alone in this vastness, he turns around, there's a one-horse town and a murder. I love the possibilities of that. So, and I wanted to take the audience immersively into the story, but also at the center of it, I wanted to create a sort of a journey for Poirot from a sort of moral certainty, there is right, there is wrong, there is nothing in between, all the way through to a moment in his life where he has to consider whether there is plenty in between. So the combination of all those things was very irresistible. I think that detectives and directors, in an obvious way, search for the truth. The gaze that each uses is quite intense, and so it seemed to me there was a very parallel quality. I would do many scenes like this, sitting opposite, whoever it is, Michelle Pfeiffer or Johnny Depp, as Ratchet or Mrs. Hubbard, and the goal as a director is to see what they're doing and can you help, and as Poirot, it's to find out whether they're lying or not. It's probably the same question in both cases, actually. I wanted to bring to him a different, kind of soulful quality, a romantic quality. In the books, he does have a sort of a lost love. She's Russian in the books. We have a kind of idea of who or what she might be here, but and also I wanted to feel as though there was a melancholy about him. He pays a price for his gift, as he says early on. He says it makes most of life unbearable, but it's useful in the detection of crime. But while it's not making life unbearable, he also has this sort of childlike quality that can allow him to sort of in a quite a ticklish way enjoy his Dickens or enjoy his pudding. So there's something very like savant kind of quality to him that is less prissy and less sort of precious than maybe other versions, but it's sort of obsessive compulsive. With Judi Dench, there was a sort of an actress who was a kind of magnet. They all loved her, and she also on set is like a sort of, she's like the head of the family. She's like the gangster head of the family. She's very playful, very provocative, teases me a lot in front of other people. So it creates a nice lightness of atmosphere. And so once she was in, now it seems like it was quite simple to get Johnny Depp and Michelle Pfeiffer. When they first met on the day when they assembled outside the Orient Express, they were very shy with each other. And Michelle Pfeiffer was the first person on board, and I saw that her eyes were very moist, and I said, "Are you all right?" And she started to cry. She said, "I've just met Judi Dench." Well, Murder on the Orient Express would be one for sure. The murder of Roger Ackroyd, I'm going to stick with Poirot, and also Murder in Mesopotamia. I like them because I like the other two because Poirot is not front and center. I like one, Roger Ackroyd, because it's deep in the heart of England, so it's classic Christie, village green, and the other one because it's in a super exotic archaeological dig, and she knew those really well. So you feel in both of those cases amazing detail. She knows what she's writing about.